Now we're going to see pregnancy dating. So pregnancy dating has three components. One component is to know when does the pregnancy started, when does the pregnancy is going to get over or finish, and to be able to have a correlation between the how many weeks the woman have been pregnant, or the gestational weeks, with the ultrasound. So gestational weeks correlate with the ultrasound. This is to evaluate, for example, for growth restriction. So first, how we're going to know when does the pregnancy started. This is when does conception started. So most of the time woman does not know when does conception started, so we use a surrogate for this, which is the last menstrual period. And we are going to take the first day of the last menstrual period, and this is what we are going to use to estimate the date when the baby is going to born, or the estimate date. Also, we can use the basal temperature of the body, which at the time of ovulation, which is when conception started, is increased by 0.5 Celsius degrees. So the woman has the basal temperature, and when she ovulates, which is when is going to start the conception, the basal temperature increases by 0.5 Celsius degrees. And we can use an ultrasound. To estimate how many weeks the woman has been pregnant. So we can use the last menstrual period, we can use ultrasound, we can use basal temperature. Most of the time we just use last menstrual period and ultrasound. Obviously there is going to be some difference between them, but if the last menstrual period and the ultrasound has a difference which is in the normal range, we are going to take the last menstrual period as the date we are going to use to estimate the date when the baby is going to born, and to correlate the gestational weeks with the ultrasound. All that is going to be based on the last menstrual period if the last menstrual period and the ultrasound estimation for the weeks of gestation is in the normal range. So if it is in the normal range, we will use the last menstrual period to measure whatever we need to measure about gestational weeks. On the other hand, if the last menstrual period and the ultrasound estimation of gestational weeks is greater than the normal range, about the difference between them, so we are going to take the gestational age measured or estimated with the ultrasound. So this is going to be the date we are going to say, oh, the woman is 6 weeks pregnant, for example. The woman is 6 weeks pregnant, and starting from here, we are going to measure the gestational weeks based on this ultrasound. So the gestational weeks correlated with each ultrasound is going to be made in each prenatal visit is going to be based on this date. Gestational weeks are going to be based on this date, and also the due date is going to be based on this date measured with ultrasound. So depending on the difference between last menstrual period and ultrasound with gestational estimation, if it's in the normal range or if it is outside the normal range. That's going to determine which estimation of gestational age we are going to use to estimate the next gestational weeks, and to correlate with ultrasound to evaluate for growth restriction. Also the due date or the finishing of the pregnancy always is going to be, or most of the time, is going to be 38 weeks post conception. So no matter when was the last menstrual period, what it matters is the conception date. After 38 weeks of conception date, the baby is going to be born. But as we already saw, most of the time the woman does not know when was the exactly date of conception.